All right, let's get down to business. All right, so for those that aren't aware, that was Joel, also known as the Professor. He is a knife thrower out of Finland. He's a multiple world champion thrower. He has world records in competitions for long distance. His specialty, I would say, is no spin, but this guy can throw any possible way and probably better than most knife throwers out there. He's considered one of the greatest knife throwers to ever do it. So in this video, we're going to break down one of the greatest throwers to ever do it. We're going to see if we can learn from him. If there's good things about his throw, bad things about his throw. We're going to break down step by step his throw. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first, let's look at the starting position or the stance. As you can see, there's nothing out of the ordinary. He's just standing there, feet shoulder width apart, throwing arm off to the side, and the other arm is front and center. Next is the beginning of the movement. His left foot steps forward onto his toes. At the same time, his throwing arm moves behind his back. As he does this, his wrist folds inwards. Before the foot plants on the floor, his throwing arm snaps out from his backside. Then the foot plants on the floor. And as this happens, he lifts his arm, his throwing arm, to the load position, also turning his hips and shoulders to that load position. At this point, there is no hip and shoulder separation. His hips and shoulders move together. Also, make note of the non-throwing arm, creating a half circle from the front of his body out and around to the side of his body. At the load position, the wrist is now bent back. Arm is at a 90-degree angle. The elbow leading in front of his body. The front foot points towards the target. Knees slightly bent. Back foot moving with the hips. Now for the throw. The hips, the shoulder, and the arm all move together. The hips and shoulders rotate towards the target, causing the throwing arm to bend back even more. As the arm comes forward, the hips lock into place, and you start to get the hips and shoulder separation. The throwing arm comes out from the 90-degree angle into a more obtuse angle. The wrist stays in line with the throwing arm right up until the release point, and then flings forward across his body, leading into the follow-through. A lot of energy is released, and you can see that being released with a quick, slight hop and adjustment from the hip and legs. Even the head and neck release some of that energy, and you can see that right here. So we quickly broke down the throw. Now let's talk about the good things and the not so good things about that throw. Okay, let's start with the good things. Number one, consistency is key. It's key to everything. His throw is repeatable. He is able to repeat the body mechanics over and over again. Even if it's unnatural body mechanics, it's still repeatable, and he's proven that. Number two, he uses his entire body, right from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head or to the tip of his finger. Using your entire body like this allows you to create a lot more power. And number three, it's his rhythm. Touch base on this in the beginning, but all jokes aside, he's been doing this for a long time. It's like when he throws, he gets into a dance. This rhythm looks like a dance. He's in a flow state, and in this flow state, he's able to just be more consistent, more accurate. His throws are just so smooth. Now let's talk about the not so good things about his throw. Number one, there's some problems with the body mechanics. You want to be able to get to your load position as fast, smooth, and easy as possible. Some of the body mechanics used to get to that load position are unnecessary and not ideal. Number two, it's the elbow angle. When you're throwing, you should be at a 90-degree angle or a little smaller. When your angle is a little wider or obtuse, that just causes more tension on your elbow. And when you're throwing, you're almost like throwing a pie or throwing a frisbee. and it's actually just going to slow down your throw. It's not an ideal way to throw. And number 3 is the follow through. Having a proper follow through is super important. You don't want to restrict your body from fully following through. You create a lot of energy and it's got to go somewhere. Allow that energy to be released naturally and smoothly. Don't restrict your follow through. Have any jerks. Just let it release and get into your next throw. All right, now before I continue, it's freaking freezing here. Enough of these guns. Enough of the gun show. All right, so with all that said, don't get me wrong. I think he's an amazing thrower. But there's a few things I'd like to clear up. He only throws 1 or 2 times a month now. Now, is that because his body mechanics aren't healthy? Does he have some hidden injuries we aren't aware of? We can really only speculate, but that's what I would like to know. All right, let me close by saying imitation is the highest form of flattery. So why don't we see other throwers throwing like Joel? If he is the greatest to ever throw a knife, why aren't we seeing other people throwing like him? Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one.